Thank you for staying tuned. The International Monetary Fund expects Ghana's economic growth to rise to around 7% this year from 6.3% in 2018, boosted by its extractive industries. In a statement at the end of a staff visit, the fund said that Ghana, which exports oil, gold and cocoa, had maintained macroeconomic stability since the conclusion of a 3-year lending program with the IMF in March. And long suffering from poor phone connectivity, Ethiopians are welcoming recent announcement that the country is finally opening up its telecoms market to new players, ending a state monopoly. Ethiopia is one of the world's last countries where the telephone market has remained closed.
After many frustrating years, Ethiopians desperate for connectivity may finally have to stop waiting. On Tuesday, October 22nd, the country's new communications regulator said it plans to award 2 telecoms licenses to multinational mobile companies by April 2020. Although this is an apparent delay to the timeline officials had previously set, the announcement was welcome news for many. Ashanafi Matawos is a broker whose livelihood depends solely on functioning telephone. In a street corner in the capital Addis Ababa, dozens looking for casual labor work such as housemaids, waiters, plumbers, carpenters sit around Ashanafi. They wait for him to get off the phone, hoping for some good news. Ashanafi's business is simple. He gets orders from potential employers looking for workers. He then identifies who among those around him is the right match, calls back the employers and seals the deal where the new worker is hired and picked up.
There's a big problem. It is difficult to even say we have a reliable reception. It comes and goes. When you say there is network, then it is not properly functioning. And when you give up on it, it will start working. It is the same with the internet.
He gets 15% from each side as his commission. Simply put, no phone, no work. No surprise, Ashanafi welcomed the news of the country's telecoms market opening up.
I will be happy if there is a competitor, and it should hurry. I don't think anyone would oppose that because they will come with a better network.
During a news conference, Bal Chariba, Director General of the Ethiopian Communications Authority, outlined the conditions for the new players.
There's a condition where operators are not allowed to use content and equipment that may damage the security or severity of the country. And as in any country, they will cooperate to a lawful interception and make their networks accessible to a designated legal body.
The issuing of licenses will end a state of monopoly and open up one of the world's last major closed telecoms markets in the country of around 100 million.
All right, let's do a crossover to the equities market for a quick update from my colleague there, Temple Ashaju. Hello, Temple. Good afternoon. Well, what earnings are shaping the markets this Friday?
Well, Chimeza, I think it will be the one that just came in a while ago, and that's Access Bank, which is also reporting some impressive numbers. The interest income is around some 349 billion naira, profit before tax of about 103 billion naira for the 9-month period, and of course 90 billion naira plus for the bottom line, the profit after tax there. All of the metrics for this particular bank, this tier 1 bank so far, looks very impressive because again, if you look at the top gainers in the market right now, we've got Access Bank as one of the major gainers, up by some 3.52%. That's some 25 kobo addition to the 7 naira 10 kobo that it had actually opened at this morning. That translates to 7 naira 35 kobo so far. We've seen some good volume around the company that today as things have been unfolding in the market. Airtel, which came in between late yesterday and the market opened this morning, that hasn't really gotten so much of traction because, liquidity challenges are kind of a constraint around this particular company, this telco, because there's basically not much room, for new entrants to get into this particular company, in spite of the positive metrics, parameters that we see on Airtel. The EBITDA looks so good in terms of the earnings before interest and amortization and all of that. They look so good. The earnings per share is very impressive. They're done with their debt. They talked about expansions and all of that. But we've seen some 16 trades on it, but that has not changed the price from 308 Naira. Chimeze.
All right, thank you, Tempo. Let's hope that next week will turn out to be better. And finally, an interesting one coming from South Africa. This might sound strange, but that's the reality of life. A Johannesburg Stock Exchange listed company, Galgro M3, is offering a posh alternative to those wanting to bury their loved ones in luxury. The cemeteries are designer graveyards with rippling dams, ponds, native birds and plants, all of which reinforces divides between the country's haves and have-nots. Let's watch this.
Lawrence Perry buried his cousin last month. He's back at the Nasrec Memorial Park Cemetery, this time to pick a resting place for himself.
I decided to buy a plot here because recently, 2 months back, I buried my cousin here. So I fell in love with this place. So I decided that I want to be buried here as well.
Poe paid 25,000 South African rand, that is $1,700 for the plot. A Johannesburg Stock Exchange listed company, Galgro M3, offers Poe and other individuals who can't afford it a luxurious alternative for burying their loved ones. Grave plots at the Nasrec Memorial Park range from 24,500 rand to 360,000 rand for an 8-person family plot with extra features such as plants and benches. Land and who owns it is a sensitive and contested topic, a quarter century after apartheid. The business of dying has split opinion too.
If you look at more affluent people in South Africa, they typically cremate. It's the people that theoretically, a normal course, shouldn't be able to afford this. They do afford this. Because this is such, as I said, cultural and celebration of life, they would like to do the best for their loved ones that passed away.
The plots can be paid for overtime with no additional costs, which, according to Latigan, makes them accessible to a wider market. A burial plot at a public cemetery costs 3,000 rand, around $200 on average.
Why must it be expensive? You understand? I mean, there's no need to more than that money.
According to online comparison website Hippo, a tombstone can cost up to 7,000 rand and a casket for 8,000 rand, according to online insurance quotes. The unemployment rate is currently at 29%, according to official government statistics. Despite the considerable cost, South African households can spend up to a year's salary on a funeral, according to research published in the University of Chicago Press.
Well, such is life. And it's on that note that we draw the curtain on today's edition of the program and, of course, for the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwagu.